Okay, so now we're on to the trim. Talk about which pieces we've got here. So you're going to have pieces like this, which are not quite bent at a 90. These are about a 45. Those are your Eave pieces. These two pieces here are for the roof, and these corner pieces here are for the corners. They're already pre-mitered for you. So I'll show you, I'll pull this apart. Okay, so in the corner package, you're gonna have 4 pieces that are like that. There's no cuts in them. You're gonna have 2 like that, and 2 like that, and 2 like that. Okay, so those are the 4 without any cuts. These ones have the cuts in the center. These ones have the cuts on one end. Those have the cuts on the other end. So how they go is you take the one with the flat edge and you just kind of push that in, and that folds, and that gives you a mitered corner. All right, that's for the peak. These are for the corners. They go right here. So the short piece comes down here, the long piece goes up that way. All right, so this is how I usually do it. I'll start with these shorter ones. What I do normally, I usually put the short piece at the back of the greenhouse, or where you're not going to be walking around too much. And this is where the long screws come in. I'm going to take the long screw, and I just put one roughly in the center here. The reason why I go here is you'll see with this Lexan, it ends up on the flat right about in the center here. If you go too high, you're going to hit this, and it's going to push the screw kind of off to the side on you, and it's going to come off your drill, and you're going to be frustrated. So what I do is I go right about center. And I put one in the center of this piece. Then I take the long one. And the long one comes along here. So this Lexan steps up. So the Lexan on the roof goes over top and goes underneath on here. So the water comes down. And again, I go to the center. It's a bad one. Okay. Now, I go into where the 2 overlap, and I just kind of get them so that they're not sitting like this or like that. You're not going to get it perfect, but you'll get it close. And don't screw that in so tight. There should actually be some space here. If you screw it in too tight, it'll actually jack that at an angle, and it'll look quite poor. And then you just go along there. One final one. Now, with the kits, I normally send out the screws this style here. I got a Robertson end, so it's a more common end. The ones that I use are like this. So if you're kind of questioning what's going on, it's because this one here is a more common bit. Almost everybody has a Robertson kicking around. So that's usually what I'll ship it with. Okay, so we got the eaves done. Now we do the corners.